Hi guys, it's Miss Thurston, and as promised, I wanted to make you a video of our lesson today since I will not be able to do Zoom class with you due to other meetings. So I wanted to walk with you the last poem style that I would like for you to write and also go over with you the assignments that I have left for you in Google Classroom. Now, it's a little late at night and I'm a little tired as I'm making this video, but we'll get through it. And also, when you first open up Google Classroom and you look at all of the assignments titled Thursday, it may seem a little overwhelming, but please do not panic. They are very short, and um, you do have several days to get them done, because not only do you have Thursday, you also have Friday. And remember, next week is 2 days worth of testing. Well, you'll actually also have a lightened workload. So please do not think that I'm going to be piling on more of the work next week. So we're actually essentially wrapping up a lot of our work this week. So one of the things in Google Classroom is a quiz here that is titled Thursday, May 28th Poetry Analysis Quiz. I do have actually the wrong date here for your main assignment. You've got your normal question of the day. You also have a Common Lit assignment that is very short, but it is related to um, poet your poetry writing assignment for using your senses with imagery. And you do have your quiz. So you do have 4 things here, and you'll also have the video here as soon as I'm done creating it. So please do not panic. Save your panic for later. You might need it more then. It looks overwhelming, but it really isn't, because all of the assignments are very short. And once I walk you through your imagery poem that you will be writing, I hope you find it fun and enjoyable, because it is kind of a silly poem. It is going to hopefully be something fun that you're going to enjoy writing. And I want you to sit back and relax and have fun with it. Uh, and you're going to see that it's not going to take you long to do at all. So get your question of the day out of the way. It's a easy multiple choice question. Get your Blizzard Common Lit out of the way. It's all multiple choice. And get your poetry analysis quiz out of the way. That's all multiple choice as well. So those will not take you long at all. That way you can focus on your poetry writing poem. So let me walk you through that. Like your other 2 poems that you've had to write, your first 3 pages of the assignment are the same. You've got your cover, you've got your rubric. It's the same rubric that I'll grade the other 2 poems on, as far as critical components, originality, style, spelling, and mechanics. You also have all of your poetry ideas. Well, this isn't going to be as important because you're going to see in just a minute that uh, this particular style of poem and the way this assignment has it set up is actually very structured. And they want you to do very specific things with this imagery poem. Because it is a very silly kind of more relaxed poem. So here's the example poem, and this one happens to be Anger. Terrifying body of evil on 8 hairy legs, smoldering knots, a screaming, blinding orange, paper made of rough, crushed pebbles, slimy lettuce leaves on moldy milk cartons, long nights working for nothing at all, bitter, sour taste like a twisted tongue, high pitched sounds of glass breaking. Can you just anger? All those things just get that welling, angry feeling in you. So those are all the things that for this author kind of get that rage building up inside of them. So did you spot the spider in the first line there? Did you see, could you imagine and see some of the wonderful, powerful images in the other lines? Well, as I were walking through how they built this poem, you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be building an 8-line poem, following the same steps that this author did of building their poem. So as long as you can fill in the blanks and follow directions, you are going to be able to write this poem very easily. Again, it's going to be all about, can you follow directions? Excuse me as I cough there. So in this poem, you will describe 8 items. And as you're describing these, you're going to tap into your 5 senses. And of course, you remember your 5 senses: hear, taste, touch, smell, and sight. And you're going to write your own description in a word or phrase. And again, you're going to want to use those power words. You don't want to use any weak words. We talked about connotation versus denotation. Yeah, you can get the dictionary meaning of a word, but we want those words that have good connotation, good power behind them. We don't want you to name the thing that you are describing. We want you to give enough description using your senses that we can, just like that, with a snap of a finger, spot the word, spot the thing that you are describing. And when your readers have completed your poem, you want them to feel as if just like you feel when you are describing it. Okay? So, and again, just like we've done with your other 2 poems, we're going to take you through a series of steps in order to get your poem completed. And as long as you can follow the steps, you're going to get your poem completed very easily. So, first one, write a phrase, list of words, or sentence for each line. Your goal is to write a powerful, interesting, and strong descriptions. Include your sensory details, your figurative language, and vivid words. Try not to use the actual thing that you are describing in your response. So, in each line, they tell you what to include in each line. You're going to describe your ugly insect, a feeling inside when you're mad, a color you dislike, a texture that you want to avoid touching. For me, I don't like the texture of rice. I didn't like it for a long time. Ugh. And I guess one I still try to avoid is tomatoes. Yuck. Um, Describe a garbage dump. Describe how it smells. So there's your other sense. Describe an activity that gets on your nerves. Mine is putting away clothes. I will fold them. I don't like putting them actually in the drawers. I don't know how I would work that into a poem, though. Figure one out for yourself. Describe the taste of a food you try to avoid eating. Me, it's Brussels sprouts. Oh, I hate Brussels sprouts. So, describe a scene of violence. Um, so that would be a sound. Um, in our poem, it was a vehicle car crash. They described that perfectly without actually calling it a vehicle car crash. So once you get all of those lines filled in, you combine them. And then you would put your sloppy copy here. Well, I went ahead and gave you a place for your final draft here. That way you can do your revision and beef up your language. So I do want your final draft here on page 7 or slide 7 here under number 3. So go ahead and give me a really good, strong final draft. And I should be able to go back and see the differences between 2 and 3 between pages 6 and 7, where you have changed words, beefed up words, and maybe done some fine tuning on your sentence or your line structure. Guys, it will not take you long to write this poem as long as you are filling in those blanks it's 8 lines, guys, 8 lines of poetry for your census poem. Sight, hearing, taste, touch, smell. Again, this is supposed to be a silly, fun, kind of laid back poem where you're just getting down into the nitty gritty of it. Don't make it overly complicated, but I do want you to use good vocabulary with it. If you have any questions, I will be around despite my meetings. I will be available you have my Google phone number, you have my email, you have Remind. I will get to you eventually. But like I said, I do have meetings, and I wanted to make sure you had this video. So no Zoom classes for anyone. It's an asynchronous day. You have plenty to keep you occupied, but you do have quite a bit of work to do. But it won't take you long, but you do got to get it done. I'm here if you need me. I love all of you, and hit me up if you need it. Bye, guys.